Yo, what is up guys, it's Dark again, and I've got the second match against Duncan today. It's going to be, again, the 6v6 singles, and this is actually the first match that we played because we ran it back since this one was a little bit hacksy, I'm not going to lie, but I'm not going to go into the teams too much since I did do that the last game, and let's get into this straight away. So this time, again, against my man Duncan, the leads are going to be a bit different. I'm going to be leading with my Medicham. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be leading with the Medicham that I don't have. Nice one. No, he's going to be leading with his Medicham, as I'm going to be leading with the Talonflame. So I've definitely got the lead advantage here. And he is going to make it evolve and go for that fake out. He has no reason not to, since get off that little bit of chip damage. I'll get flinched, and I'll be sitting there like a sitting duck doing absolutely nothing. But he's able to get off some nice damage there. And obviously I'm not expecting him to stay in here, but I do make somewhat of a misplay going for the U-turn. The one thing that he could switch out into would be his Ferrothorn, and I was really considering going for the Flare Blitz, since it probably would have killed the Medicham, and it would have definitely killed this, and it would have been nice to get this thing out early, but I probably would have died from the recoil, to be honest. So I don't know what my best play was, but it would have been really nice to get this thing out of the way really early. But I'm going to take all that recoil, pretty much for nothing, because that U-turn did nothing. It got 8 up for lunch, breakfast, and dinner. But I'm going to go into my Latios here, go for the HP Fire. There was nothing else I could really switch into it on my team, so I didn't really expect him to expect me to have the HP Fire, since I didn't really have much for this, and but it was kind of obvious the way that I did bring it in. But luckily for me, he did not expect it, as he does get up his Stealth Rocks on that same turn. Here I do go for the Psyshock, since it does kill both the Ferrothorn, and if he does want to make the misplay of, for example, this, going out to his Keldeo, I will be able to get that thing out of the way, so it's really, really nice to get that out of the way. But it's kind of unfortunate for him at the same time. Here he is going to go out to his Garchomp, obviously scarfed by the way he did send it in. I'm going to go out to my Aegislash, expecting like a Dragon Claw or a Stone Edge, but he does predict that nicely. He does go for the Earthquake, and unfortunately here he does get a crit, and it's able to take my Aegislash out, which could have been useful if it did even have, like, I'm going to say 60 HP left. Because that Medicham is a threat, and it can't really do too much to my Aegislash, to be honest, the set that he is running. But I'm going to go out to my Latios here again. I'm expecting him to be scarfed, and I make another misplay. I'm playing like absolute booty. I was expecting the Ferrothorn to switch in, yet I still went for the Draco Meteor, so I'm going to get a -2 for absolutely nothing. And it's going to give him momentum back, since yeah, I mean, this was an obvious play. It was obvious that he would sack this off, and yeah, I still go for the Draco, so I definitely should have gone for the Psyshock there. So definitely another misplay on my part, as I'm going to get a -2 for basically nothing. As here this does mean he's basically free to go out to his Nappa, yeah, the threat that is the Conkeldeo, and scare me out with the knockoff, of course. He actually goes for the Ice Punch here though, which felt kind of weird, but I'm going to go out to my Gyarados here. Pretty much my best switch, since I do get the Intimidate, which is nice, and I will be able to take any one hit from this thing and force him out. I'm expecting the Suicune to switch in here, so I do make a double into my Braylon. I really want to deal with this thing really early, because this thing is such a threat to my team. It walls like 5 out of the 6 barring Braylon. It needs to get out of my life. But yeah, he is going to switch into that Suicune, so I did make a nice prediction there. And I kind of half predict him to go for the Sleep Talk / switch out, and that is why I don't go for the Spore here, since Bullet Seed would be able to do nice damage to anything that he did want to switch out into. And if he did want to go for that Sleep Talk, then I could stop him from potentially getting a Scald or whatever, and get some really, really nice damage on this, which he does actually end up doing. So it's really nice for me to get this thing so low, practically nothing, since this thing walls so much of my team, and it needs to get out of my face, get out of my life. You know, this thing just needs to go. It's way too physically bulky, but it's really nice that I'm able to take that out, as a second Bullet Seed is definitely going to be able to do enough, and that thing is now down. So Braylon putting in work, putting the team on his back, as always, as he is going to go out to his Medicham here. He's going to go for the high jump kick, since it hits anything on my team, but unfortunately for him, it really does suck, and he does miss, as I'm able to take him out with this Bullet Seed. So that definitely could have mattered a hell of a lot, but it does kind of go and play with the crit that he got on my Aegislash, as they both did matter. I want to say the high jump kick miss mattered more, but having my Aegislash around would have definitely been able to deal with his Medicham late game. So I don't know, it's kind of evened out, I guess, maybe, maybe not. But he is going to go for the Outrage here. A possible misplay, since if he did get the free turn, obviously it doesn't KO, and Dragon Claw and Outrage would have both been 2-hit KOs, so Dragon Claw was definitely the better play. But I'm going to go for the Bullet Seed just to get off enough damage to put it in range of my T-Tar's Ice Beam for possibly late game. Because if he did get the free turn outrage here, I would have been free to go up to my T-Tar and Ice Beam this thing, and I would have been able to take it out. But luckily for him, the misplay doesn't come back to bite him, and he does only get the free turn. No, free turn? 2 turn? Definitely not a free turn outrage. So yeah, I'm going to play T-Tar here. I really don't know why I expect him to stay in here, because I did go for the Ice Beam. Because even if it's not common on T-Tar, and he didn't expect it, he's not going to stay in with a confused Garchomp. I mean, what am I doing? The switch out to Conkeldurr was so goddamn obvious. Because it can eat up any hit from this thing, does absolutely nothing. And yeah, he's pretty much free to get a kill on my team here, since I'm going to switch out to my Gyarados here. I was hoping that this wouldn't have been able to do enough to the point where a Mach Punch would have killed me. But it was kind of foolish on my part, since, I mean, I'm left with 50 HP, anything's going to be able to do enough. So probably a misplay on my part, but I am able to, I guess, sack this thing off, since the Mach Punch will be enough to kill me in the next turn. But yeah, I guess it's okay for me, I guess, since I can just sack this thing off and get momentum by bringing in my T-Flame next turn, which I am going to do, I believe. Oh no, actually bring out my Latios next turn, not my Talonflame, sorry. As he does get hit with that Sandstorm, some nice residual damage. So I do go out to my Latios here. The reason I did do this, since I didn't want to go into my Talonflame, since it would have died. Forgot that the rocks are up, so I'm like, hello. But I'm going to go for the Defog here. He's definitely not staying in. He definitely needs to keep this thing around for my T-Tar, since that thing is such a threat. So I do definitely expect to switch in, is why I did go for the Defog, since these rocks need to go down my life. I have a Talonflame in the back, and they need to go. But I am expecting him to obviously just go up the outrage here, but I am going to sack this off. Not outrage, sorry. I was expecting him to go for the Dragon Claw, since it did do enough to kill. And again, this was a misplay. Since this time I won't need to hope for the free turn, I can just wait for him to get the second turn of outrage and go into my T-Tar and Ice Beam, which is why it was a misplay. Because I can just take this outrage, barring he does get a crit, and go straight for the Ice Beam, which will be able to take him out. So unfortunately for him, this misplay is going to come back to bite him. He does not get a crit, but it still does a hell of a lot. Like, that is way too much. T-Tar is supposed to be defensively bulky. What are you doing? But yeah, this Ice Beam is going to be able to take him out, so unfortunately that misplay did come back to bite him. As here he's going to be able to go out to his Conkeldurr, and all I really need to do here is sack off my T-Tar to get the free switch into my Talonflame, which is what I'm going to do, as that's going to be able to take him out. And here I can just go straight for the Brave Bird, and that is going to be the game, the 1-0 in my favour. So yeah, you could argue that the high jump kick miss did matter, since he would have still had his Medicham around to fake out. But then again, you could argue that the crit then mattered because of that, because on my Aegislash, because I would have been able to keep that out around to stop his Medicham kind of spamming the fake out. So I guess they both came in turn, and the hacks was somewhat even. Probably more on his side, but it's whatever. It was a really good game, really close, came down to 12 HP on my Talonflame. And yeah, it was a really good battle, I really enjoyed it. And if you want to check out Duncan, he's got a YouTube and a Twitch. I'm sure you already know who he is, but I will leave his links in the description if you do want to check him out. And if you enjoyed the battle, please make sure to like the video and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you all next time, guys. Peace.